My name's Michael and I'm the entertainments manager for the Students' Union, which involves running the engine shed and the tower bar. I don't think I've ever had a day that's like the same. It's a weird job in that sense. It changes like hourly. Like one day I'll be like in a ball pit and the next day I'll be dealing with like a sell-out band, which is ridiculous. And then I'll be doing like the cheeky girls. So it changes every day. The main bits of my job, working with external promoters to put bands on in our venues, booking the club nights, coming up with the themes, overseeing the venue aspect of events, so box office, cloakroom, the tech team who pretty much run the events. That's the main gist of it, but then there's just loads of little bits that always come up. I started about 2 years ago here, and at that point the venue wasn't really on the touring circuit for live music, so it was a little difficult. I think it's taken those 2 years to kind of get us back there, to get promoters wanting to work with the venue, to see it as a viable option. I think part of that issue was people started to see Nottingham and Sheffield as better places to go because they're bigger cities, they've got more of a population, and now it's kind of convincing them that actually Lincoln can fit in with those cities as well, mainly because there's no transport links. Like people can't go to Nottingham and get back to Lincoln and see a show. So I think that's part of the difficulty, and then it's just all the little bits that come up when you're running events in terms of health and safety, just the little issues from events, but nothing majorly difficult. That's part of the fun of it, just finding the solution to what's going on.
I am a promoter for Quack. Well, basically it just helps to get the word out around all the new students and even the old students about Quack every week and what the different events are that are going on. Quack is one of the quickest, fastest growing nights out in Lincoln, and it is actually one of the biggest student nights out every week in Lincoln.
I'm Hannah and I work on the tech team. Sound and lights for different events, mostly club nights, but also some comedy gigs and some music gigs.
I think it's great to have students working here, purely from an employability factor as well for students. If we can get them involved in shows, then fantastic, because there's a lot of students who are interested in venues and live music, and if we can give the opportunity to work in that side of things, then I think that's brilliant. One of our tech team members who was working here for 3 years, she's now gone off to be the assistant tech manager at O2 Academy in Oxford. So if we can provide opportunities where they build up skills in this venue on a campus and then go off and use them in other venues, it's great from that point of view. I'd much rather build up students who are at uni and want to learn that side of things than just give some randomer a job who isn't going to be as interested in it. I think there's a big difference with being linked to the uni. It means that promoters and bands that want to come play here have that sort of instant access to the student market, and obviously as bands, especially ones that are growing and building up their fan base, having the students involved and supporting them is huge. So if you're literally on a campus where it's being flyed around halls of residence and directly to students, then yeah, it's a great addition to it.
I think it's a really fun place to work. I learn a lot. When I started here I didn't really know anything about tech, but they just took me on anyway and taught me everything I need to know. If I ever talk to some of my friends about the club nights and stuff, they don't understand why I have to come in for 2 hours to set it up and then stay for 2 hours afterwards to pack it down. They think that's weird. They don't think that much goes into it, but there is actually quite a lot.
I kind of just come up with ridiculous ideas in my brain, and then I will bounce them around the office and with colleagues to say, is this acceptable to do? And then we'll sort of look into ways we can do it, make it happen. So like last year we did like an animal party, and I don't really get measurements. So we had these absolutely giant animals which didn't even fit in this room. So I turned around to our tech guy and was like, could we just put one on the roof outside? He said no, and then I sort of went, but we could. So we ended up on the roof, like in the rain, trying to erect this giant gorilla to overlook the entrance, which I'm sure by the time we opened, no one even really noticed that much, but we spent hours getting this gorilla up. Themes-wise, there's the tried and tested ones though, like school discos, they're always going to go down well at Quack because it's a cheesy student sports society night. So there's the ones that, if it involves fancy dress, it'll always go down well. I think bands have got more sensible in their choices of what they want in their riders. Quack's just all credit to sort of the design team and the branding behind it. I think that's strong, so that's sort of why it's developed so well on campus. I mean, the 12-foot inflatable duck helps that as well. It is that typical student night, which I don't think Lincoln had before. It's fun. The content doesn't try to be too cool for anyone. It is literally, it does what it says on the tin. It's a cheesy, essentially, the best quote I heard from it was, it's a school disco of alcohol, which is exactly sort of what people want when they're drunk midweek on a student night, which means we can get away with stuff like the Cheeky Girls and Bass Hunter and S Club, because when you're drunk you kind of just want to sing along to stuff you know, so as long we just play the big student anthems. My dream act for the Engine Shed kind of would change depending on what I'm into. So most recently I've really wanted to go see Blossoms live, and I haven't been able to get to one of their shows. I've worked with them a couple of times and missed them, and so I kind of wanted to get them here, and then we announced them yesterday for a show here, which is fantastic, so I was really excited about that. I get excited about new bands quite a lot, so I always like to try and bring them here if we can. I think dream act wise probably would be Arctic Monkeys or Catfish and the Bottlemen, purely because I've worked with the Catfish guys a lot and they're really lovely guys, and I think the first email I sent when I started this job was to their agent to try and book them, because I've just been a fan of them. Like, I saw them in a pub in Derby to 50 people, and I've just watched them grow and grow, and I think that they've got such a good live show that would be great to put on here. Most proud of would probably be Amber running the platform, because when we booked them they were just like a small time band, and by the time the show happened they sold out the platform and they were riding on this success, which they've now gone on to do more and more with. Unfortunately, the act that was like the highest selling and probably the best of my career was Bass Hunter, which I'm a little bit ashamed of, but I'm also quite proud of that because it was a really good event.